Hello everyone and welcome to our channel Aspirants around JEHAN.
Hello, Mr. Ankit. Welcome to the podcast. We will begin by first you introducing yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Ankit. I started a sustainable business in 2016. What we really do is we convert residential homes into something that is sustainable for over the years without using any fossil fuel whatsoever. What we do for electricity, we use solar grid tied systems. For biogas or for the cooking, we use kitchen waste based biogas units, which we have developed ourselves. And we convert your old scrap vehicle into electric vehicle. It can be a two-wheeler, three-wheeler, or a four-wheeler. We convert it into electric.
So, out of all the products which you mentioned, which was the first product you started?
I started with a solar rooftop company because back in 2016 there were no policies for proper adaptation of solar rooftop. There was a policy in 2012 that said that anyone can install a solar rooftop plant, but it had no advantage to the users. So I came up with an idea, and I was actually inspired by foreign markets, mostly the US market, Californian market, where they install a solar plant and get net metering credits. The Indian government, central government was actually deciding to put up such a policy, but they had not come up with a policy yet. We started writing to the energy minister in Madhya Pradesh repeatedly over the points, bullet points. The main points were that solar should be made available to everyone, and for that to happen, and for see, the main objective of solar is not to have pollution. Pollution करने वाले products उसमें नहीं होने चाहिए. That is what the main objective is. So if you are using a battery, a lead acid battery, उसमें से fumes निकलते हैं, and after 5 years you discard the battery, so it becomes junk. उसमें sulfuric acid होता है, lead होता है. Lead is also very dangerous for the environment. So when you're talking about something that is good for the environment and something that has a battery in it, there is a region called gray energy. Gray energy is the part that is associated with the production and ultimate running of the product. So if you have a huge gray energy, the purpose of solar energy is lost. आप solar से 5 यूनिट जनरेट कर रहे हैं, but the gray energy is contributing around 2 to 2.5 units per day. तो 2.5 यूनिट का ही फायदा हो रहा है, which is not very substantial. So that was the main idea. We started writing letters to the ministry. Almost 15 to 16 letters we wrote, and later in November 2016 we got the first amendment in Gazette notification in Madhya Pradesh, which was followed by almost every state throughout India. And this said that no batteries will be required from now on. Solar can be installed at any roof, and the energy generated from solar will be bought back by the utility, that is the company that gives you the electricity bill, the state electricity board. They are bound to buy that energy back at the same rate at which they supply it to you. So this feed-in tariff, or it was earlier called feed-in tariff because the rate was different. They used to buy it at 3 rupees and sell it back at 8 rupees. So this was not financially a good proposal for any customer. So this new net metering scheme, we have a video on YouTube that explains what net metering scheme is. This new net metering scheme came into effect, which gave the power that if you generate X amount of energy from solar and you use some Y energy, the remaining will be bought back by the grid at the rate at which they supply it to you. So there is no parity there. So you recover your cost for installation of the solar panels within 3 or 4 years. Earlier, it used to be 7 to 8 years. Now the rates have come down, and also this net metering scheme has helped a lot of beneficiaries. So now people can install a solar plant. Someone like you have a house, you have around 400 to 500 unit consumption every month. You go install a 5 kilowatt unit for as high as 2,20,000, for example, with the best quality panels and inverters available. So you can recover almost 50,000 for every year. 5 to 6,000 every month you can recover from this solar installation. That way people are more motivated to go for solar, for clean energy, green energy, and also get some financial benefits out of it. This was the first business that we started with.
In school, almost every student studies about biogas plant, but many few implement it, and even less start a business out of it. So, how did you get the idea of introducing biogas plant into starting a business?
That's very interesting. I was in Sagar in a place called Mahar Regiment. It is one of the premier regiments of Indian Army, Mahar Regiment, Sagar base. So the Colonel Anil Joshi, he is the administration head over there. He took me to the mess, and we saw that a lot of unused, or I should say, waste food products were lying there in the garbage. उन लोगों ने क्या किया था, एक डंप बना रखा था साइडवेज और मेस के बगल में, और वहां पे वो कचरा पड़ा हुआ. They used to pay the kachra wala, or the person who used to tow the garbage out of the station. They used to pay him 200 rupees every day to take the garbage and throw it outside. I came up with the idea that we can use this to convert into fertilizer for your plants, and maybe even generate some gas out of it. So he gave me a challenge. He told me that if you can develop that particular thing, I will buy 2 of those. I started developing it, and मैं lucky या unlucky, I don't know, but Corona उस वक्त अचानक से ये this pandemic thing started, and lockdown वगैरह लग गए. So I was at my home. We tinkered with a lot of things, different 11 different designs. We developed 11 designs, out of which this one design that we are using right now, इसने सबसे अच्छा result दिया. It's a 3-part design. इसमें 3 parts होते हैं. एक नीचे का मेन टैंक है जिसमें हमारा ऑर्गेनिक वेस्ट जाता है क्रश होके. फिर एक वाटर जैकेट है, और उसको वाटर जैकेट को होल्ड करने के लिए हमने एक कप टाइप का मॉड्यूल बनाया है. उसके ऊपर हमने एक फ्लोटिंग डोम दिया है जो कि उस पानी पे भी फ्लोट होता है, और गैस आने पर वो भर के ऊपर आ जाता है. तो 6 फीट की हाइट हो जाती है इसकी. अब वो गैस आप यूज करेंगे तो दैट डोम विल कम डाउन अगेन, एंड द गैस कैन बी यूज्ड फॉर व्हाटएवर पर्पस यू नीड. उसको हमने डेवलप किया, and I gave one to Mahar Regiment Sagar. It's still there, operational, and then we started selling it. That is how the whole project came to be.
So, I don't know anything about it, but in schools we studied that cow dung is necessary for that. Is it that true?
The one project that we are talking about, इसमें one time cow dung लगता है, because it is used as a filler for the first time. We ferment it for 14 days inside the tank, and after the 15th day, whatever you put in will be consumed by the bacteria produced inside the cow dung and converted into gas, methane, CH4, which can be used to burn. So one time cow dung is required. And
Answer any reason about keeping the company's name Shaktisteller?
See, Steller is a German scientist, was a German scientist who lends his name to a bird called JEHAN in America, which mocks its voice like a predator. जब कोई predator उसके पास आता है तो वो अपनी आवाज मॉक करता है, और उसको उस predator का जो enemy है उसकी आवाज निकाल लेता है. It's a very intelligent bird which has a very interesting property that it mocks some animal, and he can identify कौन सा animal है, उसका predator कौन सा होगा, और उसकी आवाज निकाल लेता है. That is why Stellar, and Shakti is like for power, the power that we are generating through alternate energy. So what I think is, in future, this alternate energy, this alternate fuels, these are going to be the predators that will scare coal and fossil fuel off and replace everything as we know.
So it is a startup. And how did you get the funding? And if you can explain the process of establishing.
I used angel fund. I used most of my savings that I earned while working with SL Group, Z Group of companies in Mumbai.
Okay.
And we didn't seek any kind of funding from angel investors, because I think this idea was not a very unique thing. A lot of companies are already involved in the idea. We have some unique ideas like conversion of electric vehicle. We have developed our own technology to convert electric vehicles. We have developed our own technology about a software that can predict or forecast the generation capability of a solar plant in India. If you give me the latitude and longitude of your location, I can predict it for 25 years. That kind of softwares we have developed. So we have multiple things that we have developed over the years which can fetch huge funding. But उनको हमने अभी बनाया है, पहले मेरे पास ये सब कुछ था नहीं. That's why I never approached a VC funding agency, knowing full well that without an innovative idea, there is no there is no use going to such agencies.
Next question would be, what was the most challenging phase or part while establishing this?
There were two things. One is very personal to me. The other is something we all face. Personal part is that my mother was diagnosed with cancer, lung cancer, final stage, and it took up most of my time. And at that earlier period of my life, I had a different partner, a college friend, who duped me of huge amounts of money and ran back to whatever he was doing. It was very difficult time for me. The toughest part, I had no money. All my credit cards were full, fully used, and thank you. Really difficult times for me. But professionally, we face some challenges from the government. The government's very reluctant to help newcomers. I'm not talking about the central government or the policies of the government, but on a ground level, each and every employee is expecting something. Like छोटा सा मीटर भी लगाना होगा तो 500 रुपए चाहिए. We are still facing it, and if I keep the records of each and everything.
And any regrets that you, or any regrets or like anything that you would like to change?
I think I would like to change one thing. मैं थोड़ा जल्दी चालू करूंगा अपनी कंपनी, if I could. That's the only thing that I would like to change. Nothing else.
You talked about the conversion of vehicles. Can you tell about in detail about that?
What we do is, it's very simple process. We just take out the IC engine and the silencer and all other accessories associated with internal combustion engine, and put in a motor, a BLDC, that is a brushless DC motor, lithium battery, and a transmission system. We have developed our own transmission, and we have also presented it in International Institute of Electrical Engineers, IEEE.
When it is cloudy weather, then the solar
Yes.
panel, it stores some energy. But
This is a very good question, and I really thank you for asking this. I'll give you a very simple example. पेन ड्राइव होता है, एक दुकान में मिलता है और एक दिल्ली स्टेशन के बाहर मिलता है, right? The one you buy from a shop will give you proper service. It will work. You know that it will work for at least 5-10 years, until and unless you just crush it down with your hands. The other one you buy from the station, you know it might work, it might not work. हो सकता है रात में ही खराब हो जाए, आधे घंटे में खराब हो जाए. It has happened with me. कई बार मेमोरी कार्ड खरीदते हैं, it happens. So silicon processing is a technology that has been used by China, like I would say like child's play, like बच्चों के खेल की तरह उसको यूज किया उन्होंने, टॉयज की तरह. They can create anything with silicon. अब होता यह है कि if you have a very good quality panel, it will generate in such kind of cloudy conditions. क्योंकि सोलर पैनल इल्यूमिनेशन पे काम करता है, हीट पे काम नहीं करता. So if you have enough light, if you can see things, if the light is reflecting back from a surface, तो वो light solar panel पे गिरेगा, panel will capture those photons and convert it into electrical energy, right? But if it is a very poor quality silicon, if it is a silicon that has impurities in it, वो उतना convert नहीं कर पाएगा. That was one of the major reasons when I started in Bhopal. We became #1 player in Bhopal within 2 years. We have more than 100 customers. The reason is, जब हम एक ग्रेड ए क्वालिटी पैनल्स देते हैं और लोगों का साल में 50-60 हजार रुपए बचता है सोलर के कारण, एंड द प्रीवियस फीडबैक, कुछ ओनर्स का ऐसा फीडबैक था कि सोलर काम नहीं करता, इट डजंट वर्क, इट इज यूजलेस. उस बैरियर को हमने तोड़ा है. वी हैव चेंज्ड दैट पर्सपेक्टिव टुडे इन इंडिया, इन भोपाल, आई वुड से.
And lastly, what are your future plans in expanding to pan India?
We are expanding in Maharashtra, Hyderabad. We are trying to put our foot in Goa, Chhattisgarh. There are a lot of states जहाँ पे हमें, मुझे तो almost daily phone calls आते हैं all over India कि आप हमारे यहाँ भी start करिए, हमें भी सोलर लगवाना है. क्योंकि वो जो workmanship है, एक trust है हमारी कंपनी के साथ में, और जो एक टेक्निकल हम जो एक टेक्निकलिटी इंट्रोड्यूस करते हैं कि ये पैनल के साथ इतना जनरेशन होगा, इस इन्वर्टर के साथ में इतना जनरेशन, इतने साल में डिग्रेडेशन होगा, ये जो टेक्निकलिटीज हैं जो हम लेकर आते हैं, इस कारण मुझे तो काफी अच्छा सपोर्ट मिलता है पूरे देश से. एंड लेट्स सी इन फ्यूचर, वी आर प्लानिंग टू लॉन्च ऑल ओवर इंडिया, इंक्लूडिंग तमिलनाडु, आंध्र प्रदेश. और अगर सब कुछ सही रहा तो मे बी नेक्स्ट ईयर तक हम लोग एटलीस्ट 6 to 7 स्टेट्स में ऑपरेशनल रहे.
And the last question, any advice for upcoming aspirants or
काफी लोग मुझसे ये बोलते हैं और कई जगह पे मैं आंसर यही देता हूँ, यू विल हैव टू बी हेड स्ट्रांग. आप किसी की मत सुनो. नो वन कैन टेल यू व्हाट यू कैन डू. मेरे साथ तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट सिचुएशन गया है आज भी. बीच में ऐसा टाइम आया था जब मेरा नर्वस ब्रेकडाउन हो गया था पूरी तरीके से, बट आई हैड जस्ट वन थिंग विथ मी, वन लर्निंग, दैट इज बी हेड स्ट्रांग. जो करना है वो करना ही है. कोई बहाना नहीं चलेगा. मैं रात को 3 बजे सोया, सुबह 6 बजे नहीं उठ पाऊंगा. इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू वर्क. 6 बजे उठना है मतलब उठना है, जाना है मतलब जाना है.
okay. Thank you for giving your precious time.
थैंक यू.
Thank you.
Nice talking to you, Jehan.
Hope you enjoyed the video and got something new to learn or got motivation. Please do comment and tell. Now I have to tell you the 3 magical words: like, share, subscribe. Until we meet next time, love, care, share, joy, help, hope.